Hey, everybody, this is Randy Wooters with randyexplains.com for real estate business consulting. Um, Today, we're going to talk specifically about vision casting and vision boards. For those of you who have used a vision board in the past, you may have realized just how powerful it is to, see your goals, see the vision, and work backwards to get there. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to change your mentality from can I do something to how can I do something? Okay. The idea is to set really, really good goals and design your life around achieving those things. Obviously, we want to make sure that they're worthy goals because we're going to be changing our life to meet those. And we may be sacrificing, saying no to some good things to chase the great things. Okay. So, what we're going to do is take a little excerpt out of the real estate business planning longer session that I've done. And I do have a video on that, by the way. Check it out on my channel on Randy Explains. But today we're focusing just on the vision casting part. Okay. Now, I'm going to share screens and kind of show you what I mean when I'm talking about vision casting. Many people will use, kind of a life wheel to figure out like their priorities first, and then they'll you know go from there. I actually I've been using the 7F's life wheel now for a little while. um I think Lars Hedenborg has his own 7F's, and I think he's even put it into a life wheel. I think mine is a little bit different because I think his number 7 is future instead of freedom. But again, listen, we're taking these things and we're bringing them together and we're using them for our benefit. I don't claim intellectual property on life wheels. They've been around for a while. Okay. So, but I really do like the 7F's. Okay. Family, friends, fun, finances, faith, fitness, freedom. And here's what we're going to do. The life wheel, the center of the wheel is 0 and the outside of the wheel is 10. Okay. I'm going to show you this next one. The idea is we're going to rate ourselves on each one of these categories. So just imagine like this one is family. We're doing great in family. Fun, not so much, right? So it just depends on what your categories are and how they go in there. This video is not necessarily on the life wheel. We can do a separate one. But the point of this is I want to show you how I've designed the vision board. Okay. The vision board in my mind is all about designing your life, planning your life, and then figuring out how the business fits in there instead of planning your life the other way around, right? Instead of planning your life around the business. I can't tell you how many people just try to fit little chunks of their life in and around their business. So it's that old, there's an object lesson out there. It's not new, and I didn't make it up. The idea, if you have a glass and you fill it full of sand first, how many rocks can you fit in there if it's full of sand? 0, right? Or maybe a couple. But then if you reverse that, you put all the big rocks in first, you can fit a lot of sand around the gaps of the big rocks. Okay. The idea is put the priorities in first, then put all the little things in around it. Okay. The other business things. Again, prioritize your life. So what I have done is kind of taking a couple of different thoughts and sandwiched them into one idea. So we got the 7F's, the life wheel, which allows us to figure out our priorities and where we really need to make improvements. And then the idea is make 3 to 5 goals, achievable, reachable, maybe even just slightly out of reach goals for each of the 7F's. Okay. But then turned into a vision board. I want images, descriptions, and then you can take it a step further and do checklist or action plans, action items, or even benchmarks to get there. So that's really what we're going to look at today. I want to show you an example of my Trello board. It's a template out there. If you want it, let me know. The idea is, there's some instructions on the left. It's basically do this before anything else. Click card to open for instructions. So on this, there's just some instructions. Top right, show menu. Basically, I want you to copy the board for yourself. Now, once you copy the board, you'll have all the categories. You'll have some of my pictures and stuff, whatever, just delete those. Okay. The idea is I wanted to give examples of what I'm talking about when we're talking about setting goals. Okay. So obviously the examples or the instructions are on the left, include your significant other in this vision board. Again, if you plan something and you don't include your significant other, that's probably going to be hurtful to them. It's also probably not going to be as good as it could have been when you've got two people thinking about how great your life could be, especially the most significant person in your life. So include your spouse, your significant other, whoever you have in this. If you're a single person, fine, just go for it and plan your life. But guess what? It's probably all going to change when you do have a significant other. Number two, edit the categories as you see fit. Listen, this is yours. It's your vision. It's your life. Make it yours. Add 3 to 5 goals for each category. Now, I have seen people make crazy amount of goals. Look, that's fine. If you want to make 12 goals per category, that's fine. Just I've seen that the failure rate of that exponentially increases after about 5. Keep them, to something that makes sense. If it's 3 to 5, it's 12, whatever it is for you. Remember, there's 7 categories though. So 5 times 7 is 35. So, that's already a lot of goals. Just think about that. We're going to organize the goals according to priority, top priority at the top. Okay. So if it's the top card, it's the top priority. Everything else is under that. Okay. All right. We are always going to upload an image. Okay. As you can see, I did the first 3 categories. This is a template. Okay. Mine is completely filled out, but the template's not. So again, you're going to delete half of mine anyway. You're going to hopefully most of them anyways, because you can have your own images. And then you can see this board has all 7 F's, right? So family, friends, faith, finances, fitness, fun, freedom. Okay. All right. Now you're going to add a checklist for each goal as an action plan. So let's just take an example here. Let's click on, I don't know, here's a good checklist. So double my income. So for me, you can have whatever you want. Maybe you do a little bit of consulting, coaching. You can be more detailed with this, by the way. Again, this is a template. So maybe I'll put the dollar amount on how much I plan to make, in each one of these categories. Okay. And you're going to have totally different categories, but I will say, I think it's Warren Buffett says you should have at least 5 to 7 streams of income, for generational wealth. So take it as you want. Maybe there's only 1 or 2, but listen, go after it, double your income and put how you're going to do that. Okay. All right. Revisit the board at the beginning of each week before making the goals for the week. 2 things here. 1, this is useless if it sits on a Trello board, never to be opened again. Okay. And it's a lot of work and you probably wasted your time. It's actually worse than useless because it didn't wasted a whole bunch of your time. So if you're going to make this, commit to opening it once a week. In fact, I have an idea for you. Set a calendar event or even an alarm once a week to open this board up. And what we're going to do is we're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes reviewing the board. Again, nothing really tough here. The idea is visualizing these things constantly. They're in our life. You're going to see it at least 52 times in the next year. Okay. We're going to visualize it 52 times at least. Now, the second thing of that is we're going to make a priority list or goals for the week. So remember that we have big goals and we're starting down here. There's a line here, which if you were to take that line and cut it into 52 equal sections, you can get a lot done in a week, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. You can get tons of done. Now, if you multiply that by 50x, let's say you do quite a bit in 1 week and you multiply it by 50, your goal could be crazy high, right? Whatever it is. And even if it's a small tweak each week, it's multiplied by 52. That's huge. But it's got to be done consistently each week. Okay, so check in with your board, make a list of priorities for that week and goals and check them off for the week. Okay. Bonus, create a new board for your 3 to 5 to 10-year goals. These might be just benchmarks to your 3-year goal, to your 5-year goal, to your 10-year goal. Okay. If you can see your life clear enough to plan 3, 5, 10 years from now, you can get it. You can go after it. You can chase it. You can't truly go down a path that you can't visually see and clearly imagine yourself doing. Okay. There's this thing in athletics where, you can do a mental practice, a mental rehearsal of whatever it is. If you play baseball or football or, dancing or gymnastics or springboard diving, whatever it is, you can do a mental practice and it's almost just as effective as the physical practice. Look that up, Google it. I promise you. I used to, you don't need to know this about my life, but I have a degree in exercise physiology. Okay. I went to Florida State and there was this thing, and I was on scholarship as a springboard diver. And we used to have mental practices. And because when your mind mentally does what your body is going to do, you can visualize yourself completing the action. Jump, twist, flip, dive, whatever it is, or throw, catch, run, whatever it is. You can visualize yourself doing it, then your body has a greater chance of doing it. Okay. I can't overstate that. It's amazing what your mind can convince your body to do. And honestly, what it can convince you to do in your life every single week, week in, week out, to get to the 52 weeks. Okay. And then at the bottom just says, feel free to delete anything that's here. Okay. Listen, find yourself really, really important goals. Maybe it's only one per category, right? The more laser focused you are, actually, the more chance you have to succeed in those things. Okay. So figure out what is important to you and go after it. Maybe it's a weight loss goal. Maybe it's you need to reduce your blood pressure. Maybe it's stress management. Those would be all health in endeavors that would be worthy, because listen, if we're super successful and we don't have our health, we've really not gained anything. Okay. So speaking of success without fulfillment equals failure. Success without fulfillment equals failure. See yourself being successful. You're the only one that defines successful, by the way. See yourself being successful and fulfilled. What does fulfillment mean? It's completely up to you. Success and fulfillment. That's what we're chasing here. Okay. And, if your marriage suffers because your business thrived, it may not be a win, right? Or it's definitely not a win in my book. All right. So think of ways to have fun. Think of ways to be more free. Freedom means a lot of things to a lot of different people. Just figure out what freedom means to you and make some goals. Okay. Do you see this one right here for me? Say no to things that aren't a priority. I have a hard time saying no. I'm a yes guy. I'm going to say yes. Let me figure it out. I'll figure out how to do it, how to get it done. Okay. But then I realize I'm sacrificing other better things when I'm doing just some good things. So figure out what's great in your life and be willing to give up some good. Okay. Let's put, how are we going to diversify our investments, right? How are we going to, double our income, maybe purchase some real estate, maybe give some more donations, whatever it is, get them on here and visualize them at least once a week. Okay. Listen, I hope this was super helpful for you guys. I hope that it was impactful. I hope that you do it. And if you want a link to this, it's in the description. I'll just give you the link. This is an open board template. All you've got to do is go here, copy the board. Okay. Click the first card. It'll teach you how to copy the board. Make one for yourself. If you don't like this format, make your own. Okay. I just hope that it helps you in some way. All right. This is Randy Wooters with randyexplains.com. If you want to book a time to talk with me about holistic business coaching and consulting for real estate focus, if you want to build a team, if you want to learn how to do revenue share at a super high level, please book a time to talk with me. I'd be glad to help you in any way that I can. Okay. All right. Have a great night. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great life. We'll talk to you guys later.